Hey, yo guys, welcome to K-pop Quiz. This time you have to save a drop any K-pop idol without knowing who is going to be next. Are you ready? Let's begin. Round number 1.
Yeonjun from TXT. Would you like to save him or just drop when you don't know who is going to be next? Yeonjun vs Subin from TXT. Save vs drop. Round number 2. Haesung from ENHYPEN. Would you like to save Haesung or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next? Haesung vs Jungwon from ENHYPEN. Save vs drop. Round number 3. Suho from EXO. Save vs drop. What will you do if given a choice when you don't know who's going to be next? Versus Suho. Suho vs Dio from the same group EXO. Save vs drop. Round number 4. Hyunjin from Stray Kids. Hyunjin vs you don't know. What will you do? Save him or just drop? Hyunjin vs Nikki from ENHYPEN. Save vs drop. Round number 5. RM from BTS. Would you like to save RM or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next against RM? RM vs J-Hope from BTS. Round number 6. Ricky from Zero Base One. Would you like to save Ricky or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next versus Ricky? Ricky vs Junghao from the same group Zero Base One. Round number 7. Yoonjin from Les Seraphim. Save or drop when you don't know who's going to be next versus Yoonjin. Yoonjin vs Jaewon from the same group Les Seraphim. Round number 8. Yeji from ITZY. Would you like to save Yeji or just drop when you don't know who is going to be next? Yeji vs Ryujin from the same group ITZY. Round number 9. Jimin from BTS. Save him or just drop when you don't know who is going to be next versus Jimin. Jimin vs Jungkook from the same group BTS. Round number 10. Mingyu from 17. Save vs drop. What will you do if given a choice when you don't know who is versus Mingyu? Mingyu vs Jun from 17. Save vs drop. Round number 11. Jake from ENHYPEN. Would you like to save Jake or just drop when Jake versus you don't know? Jake vs Jay from the same group ENHYPEN. Save vs drop. Round number 12. Taehyun from TXT. Would you like to save Taehyun or just drop when Taehyun versus you don't know? What will you do? Taehyun vs Subin from the same group TXT. Save vs drop. Round number 13. Kai from EXO. Save or drop. What will you do with Kai when you don't know who's going to be next versus Kai? Kai vs Hyunin Kai from TXT. Round number 14. Jennie from Blackpink. Would you like to save Jennie or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next? Jennie vs Rose from Blackpink. Save vs drop. Round number 15. D8 from 17. Would you like to save D8 or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next versus D8? D8 vs Hoshi from the same group 17. Round number 16. Hanbin from Zero Base One. Would you like to save Hanbin or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next? Hanbin vs Ricky from the same group Zero Base One. Save vs drop. Round number 17. Iron from Stray Kids. Save versus drop. Iron versus you don't know what will you do. Save or just drop. Iron versus Vernon from 17. Round number 18. Wonyoung from I. Would you like to save Wonyoung or just drop? And you don't know who's going to be next against Wonyoung. Wonyoung versus Ryujin from ITZY. Save versus drop. Round number 19. Han from Stray Kids. Would you like to save Han or just drop? And you don't know who's going to be next against Han. Han versus Nikki from ENHYPEN. Save versus drop. Round number 20. Ryujin from ITZY. Save or just drop. When you don't know who's going to be next against Ryujin. Ryujin versus Sana from Twice. Save versus drop. Round number 21. Daniel from NewJeans. Save versus drop. Daniel versus Hani from the same group NewJeans. Round number 22. Arya from XIN. Would you like to save Arya or just drop? Arya versus Nova from the same group XIN. Round number 23. Sunghoon from ENHYPEN. Would you like to save him or just drop? When Sunghoon versus you don't know what will you do if given a choice. Sunghoon versus Bombyu from TXT. Save versus drop. Round number 24. Phoenix from Stray Kids. Would you like to save Phoenix or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next? Phoenix versus Changbin from Stray Kids. Save versus drop. Round number 25. V from BTS. Would you like to save him or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next? V versus Sunghoon from ENHYPEN. Save versus drop. Round number 26. Chaewon from Lyside FM. Save versus drop. What will you do if given a choice when you don't know who's going to be next? Chaewon versus Sakura from the same group Lyside FM. Save versus drop. Round number 27. Jihyo from Twice. Save versus drop. What will you do if given a choice when Jihyo versus you don't know? Jihyo versus Sana from the same group Twice. Smash or pass. Round number 28. Yuna from ITZY. Would you like to save Yuna or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next against Yuna? Yuna versus Joy from Red Velvet. Save versus drop. Round number 29. Heechul from Super Junior. Would you like to save Heechul or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next? Heechul versus Jinyoung from GOT7. Pick versus kick. Round number 30. Taeyong from NCT. Would you like to save him or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next? Taeyong versus Sehun from EXO. Round number 31. Sungho from Boy Next Door. Would you like to save Sungho or just drop when you don't know who is going to be next versus Sungho? Sungho versus Taesan from the same group Boy Next Door. Save versus drop. Round number 32. Ning Ning from aespa. Save versus drop. What will you do if given a choice when you don't know? Ning Ning versus Winter from aespa. Round number 33. Lisa from Blackpink. Would you like to save Lisa or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next against Lisa? Lisa versus Rosé from Blackpink. Save versus drop. Round number 34. Wooyoung from '80s, would you like to save him or just stop? And you don't know who's going to be next versus Wooyoung. Wooyoung versus John Ho from the same group '80s. Round number 35. Dara Park from 2NE1. Save versus drop. What will you do if given a choice? Comment your answer. Dara Park versus Lily from NWIX. Save versus drop. Round number 36. Rocky from S2. Would you like to save Rocky or just drop? And you don't know who's going to be next. Rocky versus Ellen from Gravity. Save versus drop. Round number 37. Matthew from Zero Base 1. Would you like to save or just drop? What will you do if given a choice? Matthew versus Ricky from Zero Base 1. Round number 38. MJ from S2. Save or drop. What will you do if given a choice? MJ versus Gunbook from Zero Base 1. Round number 38. Woo Honey from Monster X. Would you like to save him or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next? Woo Honey versus Kihyun from Monster X. Save versus drop. Round number 39. Eugene from IVE. Would you like to save Eugene or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next? Eugene versus Leah from ITZY. Save versus drop. Round number 40. S-Scoops from 17. Would you like to save S-Scoops or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next against S-Scoops? S-Scoops versus DK from the same group 17. Round number 41. Jisoo from Blackpink. Would you like to save Jisoo or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next versus Jisoo? Jisoo versus Sana from Twice. Save versus drop. Round number 42. Jackson Wang from GOT7. Save versus drop. Jackson Wang versus JB from GOT7. Round number 43. Sua from Dreamcatcher. Save versus drop. What will you do if given a choice? Sua versus Jiu from the same group Dreamcatcher. Round number 44. Jonghan from 17. Would you like to save Jonghan or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next versus Jonghan? Jonghan versus D8 from the same group 17. Round number 45. Sonu from INHYPEN. Would you like to save Sonu or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next versus Sonu? Sonu versus J from the same group INHYPEN. Round number 46. Jin from BTS. Would you like to save Jin or just drop and you don't know who's going to be next versus Jin? Jin versus V from BTS. Save versus drop. Round number 47. Jungmo from Gravity. Save versus drop. What will you do with Jungmo if given a choice? Comment your answer. Jungmo versus Serim from the same group Gravity. Save versus drop. Round number 48. Rosé from Blackpink. Save versus drop. What will you do if given a choice? Rosé versus Nayeon from Twice. Round number 49. Asa from Baby Monster. Would you like to save Asa or just drop and you don't know who's going to be next versus Asa? Asa versus Farita from the same group Baby Monster. Save versus Drop. Round number 50. Sangmin from Stray Kids. Would you like to save Sangmin or just drop when you don't know who's going to be next versus Sangmin? Sangmin versus Jake from In Hyphen. Save versus Drop. Round number 51. Chen from EXO. Save versus Drop. What will you do if given a choice when Chen versus you don't know? Chen versus Young from ETIES. Round number 52. Karina from aespa. Would you like to save Karina or just drop and you don't know who's going to be next versus Karina? Karina versus Winter from the same group aespa.